the Swan Gang Racing channel.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You can see we got the new to me S10 truck behind us called BLUECHEWW. Y'all seem to have loved that first video. I went ahead and got this deal, purchased this setup to be able to go down and run Cleetus McFarland and Victor new class down at Bradenton Motorsports Park. It's more budget friendly. You know, it's gonna bring everybody back to a slower pace, and in my opinion is going to be 10 times more fun. You're not out there spending thousands and thousands or millions of dollars to run a class. I am extremely happy to be able to get this set up. I am eager to learn. I've talked about it. I will go ahead and let all y'all know now. I run my program pretty good. I know every aspect, I know every little thing about my program. I can run through my whole program. I can put my whole entire car back together, motor, transmission, rear gear, setup with my eyes closed. When it comes to the LS stuff, I do not know nothing about it. I'm learning. Yes, it's similar as in, you know, same internals as in, you know, what we got going on, but I just don't know about it. So really, I'm going to be learning with y'all, and I think that's going to be the funnest part about it for me. Is I wish whenever I was a kid, I would have got into more stock, like, you know, lower end stuff, as in, you know, playing around with cars when you were in high school. I never did that. I've always just been a part of full-on race cars, and you know, that's why it's sentimental to me to be able to get something like this and do something different and learn. So if there's any info out there that y'all can give me, trust me, I read all the comments. I try to respond to people. I'm here for it. I just learned that they actually have different blocks, different setups. I'm not familiar with what we are getting into. I got hooked up with Pete Harrell, HED. I got hooked up with them through Cameron Johnson Race Cars. You've seen he's done our Lexuses in the past. I buy a lot of parts through him to be able to run our other cars. We just got a brand new titanium adjustable steering column for the new Pro Mod we're building called Karma. So that racing will not be going nowhere. We are still going to be doing that with a little bit of a twist, because we got some cool stuff happening coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But this video is about BLUECHEWW. First off, let me address, I am a Jimmy Dale fan. You know, I talked with Jimmy Dale. We talked about it. First off, he doesn't own that car anymore. So he doesn't own the BLUECHEWW setup anymore. I asked him, I said, hey man, can I run with the BLUECHEWW name? He said yes. I don't necessarily have to ask, but it was a courtesy deal, and it was something that was just like, hey bro, you know, I think it's a fucking stellar name for this truck that I got. I think it'll be awesome. Can we run with it? And he was totally cool with it and said, yeah bro, just go ahead and do it. So that's where it is. So we're not changing the name. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I see a lot of people commenting on it, and you know, I need to address it. But when he went ahead and told me, hey man, go ahead and run with it, do that, that was it for me. We are going to keep the name of the S10 that we just purchased called BLUECHEWW. But in today's video, we're basically going to be doing a little walk around, and I'm going to be telling you what is inside this setup. Again, let me go ahead and make this very clear, because I know the internet's going to crucify me. I don't really know too much about these setups. So I got with the original owner. I was able to get some information from him. I went ahead and did a little bit of homework. I looked it up online. The converter that's inside this setup is still a converter, but it's way different than the converters and stuff that I run in my setups. I can tell you right now, in none of my cars in all of my racing have I ever had a stock rear setup, like rear end setup. I've either had a Fab 9, I've either had a floater, all that. So this is stuff that is going to be exciting for me, and y'all both can laugh about it all you want, but I am actually very interested in getting to learn this style of racing and having fun with it. So enough of me jabbing on. Let's go ahead and do a quick walk around of the BLUECHEWW truck, and then we're going to give you some information on what is inside this deal and what the game plan is, what kind of upgrades we should possibly think about doing. And again, if y'all have any information or any kind of deal that can help out what we got going on over here, drop them down in the comment section, man, and let's just keep having fun with it. So we're out here making our first little small haul around. As you can see, I've talked to a few people. They said the oil pressure is pretty good. You know, between that 50 and 70 range. They said if you can stay in there, you're pretty decent. Engine tip is running between 170 and 180. You know, we do got our trans temp down there. Everything's good. We got Big Jess up in here. We're heading down to Bradenton later on this afternoon. Man, I'm loving this thing. I don't know why it is reading negative on the boost. I'm not a Holly guy. It's gonna be something that we're gonna be learning. Looks like you plug in right here with, you know, we use a cord in the Fuel Tech, so I'm sure you can plug into that and hook up to your computer to watch it live, or just take that, you know, that flash drive right there out and be able to get that. But radio works, everything works in here except for the AC. We are gonna figure out, see if we can get the AC fixed. I've talked to a few people. They think the rear end is the weak link.
I agree.
So I don't know what's next. I don't know what we get after, but we're gonna play around with it. So just driving it around, though, dude, this thing's awesome. We're gonna head down to Bradenton later on tonight. Whatever happens, happens. However fast it goes, it's gonna get us a starting point, and we'll be able to go from there. Looks like Big Jess gonna bring the truck on up in here. Old BLUECHEWW's getting ready for tonight, boys. She's getting ready for tonight. We're gonna get in here, check over all the air pressure, check all the fluids, make sure everything's ready. Come on in here, Jess. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Right there, right there. BLUECHEWW gets to meet the big sister, prenup. Hell yeah. Dude, I think we're gonna have fun with this thing, guys. I ain't gonna lie. Jess is ready to drive it already. We gotta get him a suit and everything. That's one thing I gotta get. I gotta get a 5-layer suit. You know, tonight, I'm gonna be wearing my 20-layer that I got.
You just need a little jacket, your helmet. You don't even need gloves, really.
So that's where it's gonna be in. But I'm gonna make sure I wear my safety shit.
Yeah.
Make sure I got it, but we need to go around and let's check to see what the air pressure is. We're gonna get some more new tires and stuff for it. I think the first thing that need off rip, get rid of these welds.
Yeah.
Get some RCs. We need some RC comps. Gotta have some RC comps on the girl.
We'll have some guys on our team that will hook us up.
Get us hooked up and get everything ready. So let's pop the hood, let's go through everything, and let's check it all out. Woo-wee! Already got companies wanting to reach out, wanting to give us some parts for this thing. So that's even a pretty nice little gesture. Everybody that's wanting to help out. This is gonna be a fun deal for us, I'm not gonna lie. I found the engine oil, Jess. I found the engine oil. I'll probably let this thing cool down a little bit. She's a little warm. She's a little warm. Jess, what's this right here?
Alternate.
Oh, I was just checking to make sure.
You don't know these things.
I was just checking to make sure you knew.
I get you're a little rookie now.
All right. I was just checking to make sure.
This is my territory. This is your territory.
So Jess is over here schooling me. Guys, I knew what the alternator was before anybody gets on here, but I will tell you, I do not know nothing about the LS platform.
You don't know anything about
I'm pretty sure that's got to be like an eBay turbo.
Yeah, it is an eBay
He
turbo.
had to get that off
Let's be
eBay.
honest, it is eBay.
Craigslist, right there.
You can see it. It's an eBay turbo.
So we're gonna get some things swapped out. And this thing,
It's got the right things on it.
I haven't put no fuel in it yet. So what fuel are we gonna run in it tonight?
I would put.
Just whatever we get at the gas
I
station.
don't think there's a tune-up for E85 on this truck, so I would just put pump gas in it.
Pump gas in it right now.
Because you got to
Okay.
tune it a little bit for E85. So.
Okay. Man, look at Big Jess teaching me a thing or two. We found out it's got a 3-speed in it.
Yeah. Because I don't know if it has flex fuel on this or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it, really.
That would help the tune-up with mixture of putting E85 in it.
All right. Dude, this is going to be so cool for me. I'm not going to lie. Like going from this to this.
It's the two eras.
I know a lot of people probably think the other way, like if they had something like this to be able to go over to something like that. But I'm telling y'all right now, I'm having the time of my life driving this thing.
I love working on these cars, but these are so much easier and a lot of
Dude,
fun.
I don't think so.
Anymore.
I'm looking at this thing right now thinking about, there's no room to work on nothing.
It looks complicated.
Dude, look, there's no room to work on anything.
Okay, but be clear. Yes, there's no room to work on it, but think of all the things that break on that, and think of all the things that's not going to break on this.
Well, I hope it does. I mean, I'm saying I'm for it.
Fingers crossed. I'm sure there's wood on this truck somewhere. But,
I mean, I'm over here thinking, we're going to have to take the turbo, the exhaust off if we want to pull the head off.
you're just thinking the worst.
Look at this, dude. Look how much room there is compared to over here.
We're not pushing this thing that hard.
I'm going to push it.
We're going to push it.
I'm pushing the throttle through the floor tonight.
Yes, we are. But
We're going to see if we can get Cameron. Let's see. I told Cameron we're going to take Cream Puff, that Pro Mod S10 he's got, and we're going to run it through the ringer. That's what we're going to do.
Cameron giving us the hit?
He's going to give us something.
He's going to have to give us something.
Give us something.
That man has trans brake, everything.
Everything. He got a
That
full
man has
cage,
full racetrack.
radial tires. We got some old ball deals back there.
We got
Old
stock suspension.
Is it? I haven't looked in it, guys.
There's QA1s on it, but pretty much stock suspension. Cameron's got fancy Menskers. He's got race car stuff.
Hell yeah. Good deal. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, so before we get out of here, I know it's another day. Beginning of this video, you see me, I had a beard on. Got tired of it, cut the beard, getting ready. Jess and I are gonna head down to Bradenton Motorsports Park for Cleetus's first list race deal. We're not on the list right now, so how I've read the rules are, basically there's 16 cars that were chosen. At the time, we did not have a vehicle, so we weren't able to get on that list. They are going to race tonight to be able to dictate who's on the top 10 list. From that point forward, people will be allowed to call out the number 10 spot to possibly get on the list and then work your way up to number 1. I've seen some of the people that are coming, Victor, Cameron, Cleetus, Ty, Jack, Stan, Jimmy, they're bringing absolutely fire units out there. I mean, like some of them are bringing off full on, little drag cars. So, we're going to take Blue Chew. We're going to have fun with it. There's some things that we're going to want to change on it, but behind the title of this video, I was going to let you know what was in this, and I have been stating over and over again on that I don't really know much about the setup, but I'm learning, and that's what's going to be fun for me. So y'all can laugh right now, but I promise you, by the end of this year, we are going to be probably not that much farther ahead on knowing about LS stuff. I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm just letting you know. But if you can't tell, we're having fun. So I kind of wanted to get through. I got a hold of Nick, the previous owner of this setup. He put this whole deal together, and I told him if he could send me over some information so I can relay it over to y'all, let y'all know what is actually in this deal. And then after we get done running tonight, we are going to see where we stand and what we can do to improve. So gonna go ahead and read off the text message that he sent to me. Basically, inside the BLUECHEWW S10, it's got a Holley Terminator X LQ460 out of a 2500 truck. So you know, to me, it sounds like you just go get this thing out of any junkyard. That's a cool deal. So it's got Holley 100-pound injectors on it. S10 LS swap headers with welded on 2.5-inch V-bands on driver's side. It's got a VS Racing 78mm turbo with cast wheel and Summit 50mm wastegate. Shout out to Summit. We buy a lot of parts to be able to run on our cars and our program. So big shout out to Summit for having some parts on this thing. And we're going to get more parts on this setup from Summit. It's got a 3-inch air-to-air intercooler 50mm blow-off valve. It's got a TH400 trans standard valve body and a 10-inch 3400 stall converter with anti-ballooning plate. It's got a stock 7.5 with a mini spool and Moser axles. From what I've been told, that's going to be the weak link of this setup. So I asked Jesse, what's the next thing that we should go? And he said either an 8.8 or maybe like a 9-inch rear end.
We can get from a junkyard.
We can get that stuff from a junkyard? Yeah, like, dude, we're gonna keep this thing budget friendly. I mean, listen, we have race cars and we're not trying to do all that and get that all going. And he even says right here, to be honest with you, it's got 342 gears in it. With that 7.5, it's probably the weak link when it comes to getting traction. It's got CalTrack bars with 2-inch drop spindles, sliders, and 9-way adjustable shocks. Stock tank with a Walboro 450 pump and a 6AN supply and return fuel lines. The fuel lines are not rated for E85. We had no E85 local pumps, so right now it's just running on pump gas. So we'll have to get something set up somewhere down the road.
Flex fuel, stuff like that.
Yeah, to be able to get set up to run on that.
Once we have flex fuel, then we put
He said this is the most home building budget mechanics can relate to this. I'm here for it. So I just wanted to read that off to you real quick. I'll swat this around real quick because there was a lot of people asking what was inside here. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, that's one thing I've always said. I never lied to nobody. When he said TH400,
yeah.
Like, dude, I was thinking of Mark Mickey's like turbo 400 like I run.
Yeah, no.
He goes, so Jesse's like, nah, bro, that's not in there. So, like, that's what we run right there, guys. Actually, let me just show you real quick. Turbo 400 right there. Make them in a lockup. Well, we might mess around and put a lockup in this thing. I'm just saying, I might mess around and do something. But we're getting ready, guys. Jesse's already went through, looked at everything. Everything is 100% ready to go. We are gonna get geared up. We are going to get some video for y'all down at Bradenton Motorsports Park. We are gonna get Jesse a race suit and a helmet and everything ready because we are gonna let him make some passes. I know a lot of y'all are asking, why don't you let Jesse drive? We're gonna get him some safety equipment and he'll be able to drive this thing. We are going to possibly later in the down the road swap out to the RC comps. We're just waiting to get all the information and get all that ready. But man, I'm happy for this thing. So if you haven't done already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn that bell notification on, and let's see what we can do with the LS budget build.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm happy for it. I'm ready for it.
I'm excited for it.